Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. It is I, Mimi Kels, and this is Sip and Gossip Honey. Okay, so I ain't finna come here and say that I am the most religious, I am the most purest Christian. Like, I'm not. Okay, so if you're gonna think that, that's not happening, but I just want us to discuss about these prophets, these pastors, and their lies and their ruthlessness and their diabolical natures. Okay, so I did a video on TB Joshua and Jay Israel and the South African lady that was there, that is hopping from one man of God to the other. It did after decides to accuse them of rape of some sort, right? This thing got me thinking. I was like, how naive are people? And not only us South Africans, like each and every person. Like the way I saw TB Joshua, the impact that he had on this world, on everybody from every country, it was huge. Okay, so even Upushir, guys, yo, I remember, let me just tell you the story. I remember when my mom was really, really, really sick. So where we used to work, I was an EPWP worker at the time. So we used to clean the streets of our town, right? And I was working on that street. Like I was working there every day with a friend of mine, right? But when we were like in different groups, sometimes they will swap us, you know what I'm saying? So that day it was me and her that's working there, and I'm confiding in her, like, yo, my mom is sick, has been sick for a very long time. Like there is nothing that we didn't try, even against our beliefs and stuff like that, but she's not getting any better. Instead she's getting worse every year, right? And she's like, but here's a church, you walk on this street and your mom can just live a peaceful life, a healthy life. Here's a church. And I'm like, a church? I'm like, I don't know this church now, and I work here every day, but I didn't even know that this place was a church. She's like, don't you see CG, something like that? I think the Bushiri church is called, right? I didn't know it was a Bushiri church anyway during those days. She's telling me about the miracles that are being performed at that church, and that she goes to the church like 9. Yeah, I think she said that they go to the church around 7, and then around 9 the church is out, and then they're gonna go back home. And I'm like, but you live far, because we were working in town, right? I'm like, you live far, Mose, so how do you get transport? Because 9 o'clock transports are done, taxis are finished, like there's no other taxi. She's like, we hitchhike. I'm like, you guys are risking it all, like for this church, you must love it. And she tells me that if you go to this church, there is nothing that's gonna happen to you that is so bad. If you go to this church, like you are already blessed. I'm like, who is the owner of the church? And she was like, Upushir. And I was like, oh yeah, here we go, right? So she advised me to take my mom on that church. I didn't, because like even my mom wouldn't even agree to go to that church, right? Because we know right now, we know that these people lie. If they can perform a miracle, that means they did something to give them those powers. Most of these prophets are liars. Most of these prophets are ritualists. Like, guys, when I watched the Ama Bishop episode, that one episode that I watched, and after that I didn't see the show anymore. I'm sure maybe I missed it. But when I watched that show, there was this other pastor, I forgot his name. He was big, right? So he told everything. Like he was he went to Nigeria or Mozambique. I don't remember correctly, where he laid on a grave and stuff like that, so that he can receive those powers. And and I thanked my spirit for not leading me to those places, because I used to attend one congregation, which I will not name it. at this time, but I used to attend there. So when I go to any other church, I really don't understand what they say, right? Because I feel I know the truth. I feel that most churches they misinterpret the Bible on purpose so that people can worship them instead of seeking for the Lord. That is all I am saying. Okay? So, like, right now is 2024, it's still January, guys. Let's cleanse our minds. I know that you want that miracle. I know that there's desperation in this world right now. Everything is getting expensive, there are no employments, everybody is hustling. But do not be so desperate to take your small change that needs to help you or your family and take it and give it to the pastor. Now, I saw this video on TikTok about this older woman who was basically saying, if God gives you money, why would He want it back? Do not say you are giving to God when you go to church. Say that you are giving to the pastor. Because right now, let me just say this in my own words. Right now, there are churches that use speed points. There are churches that do not allow coins. There are churches that when you give a 20 rands is considered too small for that church. Yo, guys, just go home, pray, worship God, play gospel, do whatever it is that you want to do, but do not I don't know how to tell people. I'm not saying that you should be away from God. Guys, God lives in us. We are God. We are His image. That means He is always with us. If you really seek Him, you can find Him. Imagine somebody who is dirty, somebody who is doing, I almost said it, somebody who is doing nonsense behind the scenes. And then that somebody will come and lay hands on you and claims that they're going to deliver you from your own demons. Why can't they deliver themselves? Why can't they deliver themselves? All these like big pastors, I'm not going to go to their churches. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'd rather worship God in the comfort of my own home. I'd rather have my own altar, a secret room where I communicate with God, right? A quiet, very like good room that I can actually communicate with God instead of going to these people and then they're gonna brainwash you. Because what I've seen, especially with Bushiri and all these prophets that are well known, the people that follow them, they do not go there because they want the knowledge, they want the word, they want to grow. We understand. They go there because they want miracles. That's how desperate we are. They go there because, and if you notice, many prophets now these days, they know exactly what people want. They want money, they want a comfortable life, they want cars, big cars. They will always use that to lure you in. And then when you're gonna fall for it, mm, and then you're gonna start like, I understand like God can bless you even without a pastor. Okay, most of these pastors are fake. Some of them are not even fake. They were true men of God until greed changed them. Because now they see that God is blessing them. They are becoming big. Now they start acting like God. If you watched the BBC Africa docu-series of TB Joshua, the way he was behaving with his disciples, they worshipped him. They didn't now worship God. They were scared of him. They were scared of what he might do. They were scared to even make him angry. They worshipped the ground that he walked on. So that is pretty bad, my people. That is all I wanted to say. If you have anything to add, you can just add it on the comment section. So that is all, you guys. We're gonna talk tomorrow. Bye.